What's good there, Ben R? I can turn this off. Don't need that fan running anymore. I am refinishing a piano. These are the legs, and I just got done. Well, I didn't just get done. I think it was Tuesday. I stripped all of the old veneer, or old, stain and stuff off of the legs and stuff, and I just stripped the body, which is sitting over there on the sawhorses. But the next thing to do is to go through and sand everything, and this is the part that takes forever. So that's what I'm doing now, and figured I'd get on here and say what's up, everybody. I know it's been a while since I've uploaded a video, and I had this weird mistake earlier today. I was trying to record a conversation with people on Omegle, and I somehow accidentally streamed on here. My buddy Ricky called me up, and he was like, "Bro, you just uploaded some crazy stuff. You got to get rid of it right now." And I was like, "What?" So I was like, "Oh my gosh!" Just uploaded me just basically thumbing through a whole bunch of people on Omegle. Thank gosh nothing crazy showed up. But light chat. Been watching your videos for a long time. Thanks, bro. I thought a while back you said you built 1911s. Did you change jobs? Yep, I ended up changing jobs. Now I am refinishing pianos. That's what I currently am doing right now. It's going pretty good so far. I'm pretty new at it though, so we'll get better. But yeah, I was doing the 1911 stuff, but had to change that. What are your music tastes? Well, I mean, I like some heavy metal. If you don't know, I'm in a heavy metal band, Of the Oceans, and we just uploaded our very first music video. So go check that out at Of the Oceans, no space, and you'll find that. But I mean, I listen to a lot of stuff. One thing that's hard for me to get behind is pop and rap and basically all the mainstream kind of music stuff. Never been a real fan of whatever's in the mainstream, especially in today's mainstream. Today's mainstream is just utter gutter oil, and it's horrible. I don't see how people listen to it, but hey, whatever. If you like it, knock yourself out. But yeah, why does the chat go away? I want that to stay up. What's good, everybody? I know this is probably not the most exciting thing, but I was just sitting here thinking about how I need to upload a new video on the YouTube channel. And I was like, well, screw it. Let's just go live and see what's up with everybody's. Answer some questions if you guys have any. And we'll go from there. Now, what's so annoying about these legs, man, is this carving stuff, man. It's so hard to get down in here and clean out every little tiny nook and cranny. But back to the question as to what kind of music I like. I like to listen to piano saxophone jazz. That's a really good one of those chill musics. If I'm trying to do something, let's say, I don't know, I'm writing or researching, I'll usually turn on some kind of jazz music or classical piano kind of stuff. I do like that as well. But the fun music is heavy metal. I absolutely love some heavy metal bands. And some of them are a little bit harder for me to get behind. No offense, Kyle, to our vocalist, but he shows me some stuff that I'm just when you first hear it, you're just like, what the heck am I listening to? But as you listen to it, it does kind of grow on you a little bit. But it's just, let me think. There's like some like early 2000s music that I really like. Uh, like My Chemical Romance, like kind of like stands out. Gosh, and I'm horrible at remembering like band names. So, or like remembering like what song goes to which band, that can be difficult for me because growing up I wasn't super into music. It was just kind of those things that, yeah, I like music, but I didn't like have any favorites. And it hasn't really been until like recently, especially that I've like gotten into like trying to write my own music, that I've actually started like paying attention a bit more to the music scene, I guess you could say. Before then, I would literally just write my own stuff, and I still do. I really don't write, or I don't play any covers or anything like that. All the songs I used to know on the piano, I've forgotten, so I just write my own now. Again, on there. But I guess let me show you guys what the body of this piano looks like right now, because it's pretty crazy looking. Let's grab you, pick you up, turn you around. Here's the legs. So that's what that looks like. That's got a long way to go. Strip those pieces down. But this is the body, and as you can see, it's got these carvings all along the rim of this guy. This piano is in pretty freaking rough shape. I've just got done stripping it, so it's still really goopy looking, but lots of veneer cracked off of it. Got it all taped off so we don't mess anything up in there. And this is where I come over here to strip it. This is the lyre. Oh, fun! Look at all that fun sanding. Ugh, it's gonna be a blast. Actually, I need to take this over there. This is done. Gotta sand the music rack. Let me show you some of the damage that's on this guy. It's kind of ridiculous. Gotta figure out how to make all this go away. Boom. Like where the screws, you can see here on this end, the screws like go into there, right? And this decided to explode. So I'm gonna have to figure out a way. I gotta clean all this out really good and then figure out how to get this dude to sit back in there and look like it never happened. It already doesn't like to really sit in there. Oh well. So I'm sanding. That's what I'm currently doing. So let me turn this back around, move this leg out of the way. Ugh. Set you guys back down over here. Very nice. All right, where was I? Hold on. I need to actually bring this leg back up here. I wasn't done with the leg. Let's see. If you like independent rap, you should check out Complete. Oh yeah, I've heard my brother absolutely loves Tom MacDonald, and I can get behind some Tom MacDonald. His like I don't know the term, but like his like chill moments are just it's just I don't know. Just one of those like, oh, here we go again. Here's Tom MacDonald with his little groove. But my brother absolutely loves Tom MacDonald. Kim B from San Diego. What's good? Nice legs. I know. Some sweet legs. Dropping by to show some love. Thank you there. Let's go, Brand. Haha. That's funny. 4 thumbs up with 12 in live chat. Check your status and show some support. Oh, thank you, my dude. Brother, you're so smart. I love all your history videos about ancient cultures. Dude, you're on my level, though another level completely. You explain it all so well. I appreciate that, my guy. I really do try. And I've been struggling. I've been really struggling to try to get out actual like YouTube videos, and I am super sorry, everybody. I apologize. I don't know what it is, but like I'll get to like sit down to try to like actually record a YouTube video, and I just draw this huge blank, dude, and like my mind, I just can't stay focused for some reason. Now, let me explain to you one of the reasons why. So, back when I first started like really taking off on the YouTube, I I got like the amount of subscribers needed, and I applied to get monetization, right? And so I go through all the steps, and the whole process to get your channel monetized is rather lengthy, and they have to like send you this thing in the mail, and it just takes freaking forever. So I go through the whole process thinking that I'm doing everything correctly, and I get the thing in the mail, and I activate the monetization on my account and realize somehow throughout that entire process I monetized the wrong Google account. I've got several Google accounts, and the wrong one that had absolutely zero content on it got monetized. So I tried to like delete that and reapply and have to wait through the whole process again, only to find out it didn't work. And I've been like contacting back and forth with YouTube for a while now, and I think I finally got it figured out. Keep your fingers crossed. But I've basically, all of the content I've been putting on everywhere right now, I've made really no money on literally anything. And I'm really at the point now that I really need to start making some money. So I want to get the monetization up and working, because it just really freaking needs to happen. I need to stop not doing it, and it's just taking freaking forever. But hopefully that is now resolved, and I'm going to be able to like really start to focus and get some more content out for you guys. I've got ideas on new content for the channel. One of my worries is that like I'm worried like I'm gonna be too repetitive, but I guess that's not, I guess I shouldn't really worry about that. I don't know, because you know I only know so much, and you know I gotta spend time to make sure, you know, I have researched enough information and make it as accurate as possible, and it just takes time, and I still got to go to work and, you know, take care of family things and whatnot, and I just really need to focus and spend the time to pump out another freaking video. It is way easier to post on TikTok. Like, I mean, TikTok is like a no-brainer app, literally. You just point and shoot, like the little effects that they have to like bring up pictures in the background. It's just really streamlined. It's a really good freaking app. Unfortunately, it's communist, but hey, I went viral on there before I knew it was really communist. I didn't do any research into TikTok beforehand. So, but it's easy. With YouTube, I have, you know, you have to edit the video. Well, you have to write the script, pull everything out, film it, try to get it right, and that's another thing I have a hard time with when I'm like recording a YouTube video. I'll for some reason I just can't get it through a sentence. Like I keep screwing up, and I have to like restart and keep going through it over and over and over and over again. And it gets a little like draining on your mind after like a while of doing that, so it doesn't help as well. But I'm not trying to make excuses, guys. Okay, I promise you I will get more content out. I know, okay? We'll get there. But until then, hey, here I am sanding piano legs. So this is what I'm doing. This is the content I'm bringing you today. I hope you appreciate it. We shall see. Save some of your dust for mixing with wood glue. I'm not really making enough dust right now to do that, but I do know what you're talking about. I'm literally just like breaking the surface. I'm not going to be able to really collect much of this dust, and I know what you're saying. I do need to fill in a lot of these areas, but I don't think I'm going to be making enough dust for that to work on these legs. Appreciate that though. Very good idea. You're the man. Hope to see some more content in the future. I will work on it. Okay, what was that Omegle stream before? Okay, so I somehow, no idea how, streamed a section of me trying to get video for a new video. I must have, like, I'm using OBS, and I must have accidentally clicked start streaming somehow without realizing it, and just started streaming. I didn't know that it was still connected. I thought that was like disconnected when you would like close everything out, and hey, live and learn. But yeah, I somehow accidentally posted. So there, you guys got a little bit of imagery at the very beginning of there with a whole bunch of just randomness from me, and I apologize for that. But that was never supposed to be uploaded. It's funny, after, I was like packing up to get ready to come to work, and my buddy Ricky calls me, and he's like, dude, you just posted some crazy crap on your freaking YouTube. You gotta go and like delete that right now. And I was like, what? I had no idea. And I go to my YouTube, and sure enough, there it is. It was like 16 seconds of just nonsense. And it was just like, wow, my bad, guys. That was not intentional. So that got deleted ASAP, as fast as I could. But by then, a whole bunch of people had already commented on it, and I'm all embarrassed over here, like, crap. That could have gone real bad, real quick. Like, that was my bad. Did not mean to do that. I'll tell you, man, sanding in all these intricate places. Pain in the butt. Just give me a second. I got to turn it around. Reach out to Tim Pool. You belong on his platform, Stephen V. I listen to Tim Pool the second every single video comes out. I'm literally like refreshing the page, trying to get Tim Pool, trying to listen to the next Tim Pool episode. I love Tim Pool. I love everything he's doing right now. Like, him and the Daily Wire are doing exactly what needs to be freaking done. And I agree with you. That would be super cool to have like a whole show on Timcast or Tim Pool. I totally agree with you. I know I've heard Lydia in the like spintheufo@gmail.com or something like that. I think that's the email. You're right. I should do that. You're not wrong. But we shall see. I'll need to like, if I am gonna do that, I definitely need to make like a promo video, being like, yo, this is who I am. This is what I want to talk about. This is the kind of content we're gonna make. Ian Crossland has already spoken about the Younger Dryas on the channel, like on their podcast several times, and Tim Pool has been like, is that true? Is that true? And I'm sitting there like, yes, Tim Pool, it is true. I'm like, dang it, Tim. Oh yeah. Oh, I know. I love Tim Pool's stuff. I think he's doing a great job, and it's hilarious. I've honestly been listening to Tim Pool since like maybe it was like, I know I found him before he went on Joe Rogan's podcast for the first time, because I was super excited. I remember like being like, oh my gosh, Tim is going on Joe Rogan. That's crazy. So probably like a few months, maybe a year before he actually went on Joe Rogan's when I started following Tim Pool. And I've literally been like a dedicated listener from the beginning. I think he does a great job. Don't, get your media intake from multiple sources, but definitely have Tim Pool as one of those sources, because he's one of those guys. I think he's actually fighting for the truth and good, and I hope we get it, because guys, the world is going crazy. The world is going crazy, like quickly, like it's happening way faster than I knew the world was gonna go crazy. Most of us knew the world was going crazy, but with how quickly it happened, it was like, holy crap! Wow. Hope we could pull out of this tailspin, because that would suck big time. It was just some girl in bikinis, no big deal. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, OBS pulls out those things sometimes. Well, OBS needs to get their stuff now. I mean, it's free, so what can you do? But like, geez, OBS, like how do you let that kind of thing just accidentally happen? Not like it was naked people or Mikey meatbags. It could have very well been, though, is the thing. And if you've been on Omegle, and that would have been real bad for my channel if that had freaking, yeah, it would have sucked. Did you build that, or are you restoring it? I am restoring this, Ben Slade. These are the legs to the current piano I am refinishing right now. The body is sitting over there in front of the door. And this week I've been working on stripping it, and right now I'm going through the sanding phase, which is the most fun. This is so fun. Just doing this all day. You see how fun this is? So because of how fun it is, I wanted to show you guys how fun it was. So that's why I'm on here right now. But no, I'm not. I wish I could do carving like that, you know, and if I really put time to it, I probably could. But I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that right now. That does not sound fun. Is resto your full-time job? I'm literally doing the same thing. What are you doing right now? But old car would, no piano restoration. Yeah, I restore pianos. That's the current gig right now, and it very well could be full-time if I put the hours into it. I'm able to. It's basically just show up and get the work done. So I'm able to just make my own schedule, and which is pretty nice. I've never had that before, and it's nice, but it does, you know, take a little bit of discipline to like get to work on time and stay for the full 8 hours. You don't realize how, you know, entrenched in your mind that is on like a regular schedule until you have to control your schedule. You're like, oh gosh, I should probably go get some work done. Same here. We will continue to send your name to him. That'd be dope if you guys did that. That'd be cool. You have hairy arms. Oh yeah, I'm a hairy dude. You should see my legs. Any thoughts / info on food shortages? They're coming. Everybody on every network is screaming they're coming. So what are you going to do about it? If all of a sudden you go to the grocery store and it looks like it did at like the beginning of the lockdowns, what are you going to do? And there's no guarantee that any of it's going to be back in any short amount of time. What are you going to actually do when you completely run out of toilet paper and you don't have any toilet paper and no store anywhere has toilet paper? Now imagine that as food. It's going to really freaking suck. And it's hilarious, man. You get all those people that like would make fun of all those people who prepped, all the preppers. Oh, are you a prepper? Oh, you got your bunker. You're gonna survive the apocalypse. Well, as somebody who was raised in the prepper's house, we're all kind of like looking around, kind of just like, yeah, it's bad, but you know, we're gonna be pretty decent. So what can you do right now? Well, if you listen to Tim Pool, he's been shouting on what you should be doing. Food. When you go to the grocery store, you buy non-perishables, like in cans and stuff, and like beans and rice. And every time you go to buy one bag of beans per se, you buy another one with that. And just do that every time you go to the grocery store. And eventually, in a few, you know, weeks to months, you're going to have several meals, weeks, maybe hopefully months if you do it long enough, of food. And sure, it's not going to be the most amazing tasting food on the planet, but when you're hungry, you're not going to care what you're not going to care. You're like, give me them pinto beans, man. I hate pinto beans. And if it comes to it, you're going to have to eat a lot of pinto beans. Hopefully, you know, it doesn't get as bad as they say it is, but everywhere is saying that it's going to be bad. I've yet to hear a single source other than the crazy mainstream news sources say that it's all going to be okay. And if you trust the mainstream news, you're gullible. If you trust anything the mainstream news says, I don't know what to tell you. If you don't have any kind of skepticism with the first words that come out of any of their mouths, then you're the problem. So tired of the drones, the zombies. Had enough. Let's get rid of the zombies. Well, no, we can't get rid of the zombies. We have to live with them. But like, trying to wake them up at least. But it's so hard. You can't wake up a zombie. How are you supposed to wake up a zombie? How do you do that? I mean, I used to be a zombie. Bet you didn't know that. Oh yeah, when I was younger, like in my late teens, early 20s, I was a total zombie, dude. Didn't realize it. And then all of a sudden, I got that red pill moment that I realized everything I had been like following and all the people I had trusted were actually lying to me. And once you see it, you can't go back. You know, it's kind of like once you hear about this whole ancient world thing. Once you hear about it, and you let it process in your mind, you just can't ignore it anymore, right? It's just this thought that keeps coming up, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. And I saw it and went nope, and went the other direction again, but still can't stand the other side either. Like, I politics is so horrible and disgusting because like nobody up there on the top tier levels is on any of our sides. They'll get up there and talk about it, how, oh yeah, we're here for you, we're gonna do what's good and right for the people. Right. Every time. The only person I've actually seen fall through on a lot of the stuff that he said he was gonna do, the only person I've seen ever do that, oh, wait a minute. Can't talk about him. We can't talk about him. But, keep your mouth shut. You trying to get me banned? I'm not trying to get banned. But hopefully all that's turning around. We shall see. I think I've sanded this. No, I haven't. I just found a spot. Well, let me come back down here real quick. Bro, I normally have more of a life. Wait a minute. Bro, I normally have more of a life been a down. Not going to front little. I don't know why I'm struggling with this. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying there, Richard L. Page. Yep. Are you a fan of Tool? I know I have heard a few songs from Tool, but I can't say that I'm a fan because I have not listened to enough of songs from Tool, I guess you could say. I move houses and I have a customer with a piano I need of restoration. I have 3 seashells. Is that a brand? Well, I mean, call West Piano. West Piano. Think you mean sheep, not zombie? Either one, Matthew Gooch. Sheep, zombie, drone, NPC, non-player, whatever you want to call them. How many times no matter how many times you try, it's never any use. Trying to convince one first pretty much lies instead of the ugly truth. Yep. My parents actually started to plant more stuff in garden, things like potatoes and cucumbers, etc. It won't guarantee a long-term survival, but it make life easier. Absolutely. I mean, think of the money, and even if nothing happens, even if like there's a full recovery, think of how much better off you're going to be. Like if you don't have to go to the store to buy your cucumbers. Sure, you have to put the blood, sweat, and tears into it, but you don't have to buy your cucumbers anymore. So I think that's a pretty good thing. And my parents are really good at all that kind of stuff. And I wish I paid more attention as a kid, to be honest. I feel like it's the time to wake anyone up. Now is the find like-minded people and form your tribes. There's probably some truth to that there, Kim B. You're not wrong. Wake as many people as you can up. The thing is, it's not going to take you going up to somebody and sharing a link with them is not going to convince them of anything. Okay? I totally understand that. It's going to take them all of a sudden having that like realization in their own way, in their own research, realizing that they've been lied to. And I'm trying to remember what was the thing that woke me up. Because before Trump showed up, I would say that I was on the left. Not like crazy left, but like liberal left. I shared a lot of their ideas. And then like the lead up to 2016 happened, and it's kind of like if you like listen to Candace Owens' red pill moment, I can relate to how she flipped, because here I am like listening to what the news is saying, and then going over here and like looking at what the other side is saying, and then looking into it for myself and realizing that the mainstream news is just blatantly lying and framing and being extremely deceptive and just ugly and cruel and disgusting. And it was like, whoa, I trusted these people with so much other crap. What other crap that I believed from them just turns out not to be true? And I was like, no freaking way. And so then I kind of like had a purge of a lot of like the people I would listen to, because I still wouldn't listen to, I would listen to like independent media and stuff like that. And then I just kind of had like a very like sudden break from them. And it was around that time period that I also probably think I found Tim Pool, to be honest. I forget, when did Tim Pool go on Joe Rogan's podcast? Was it 28? Was it like 2017 or 16? It was somewhere around there. Back when like they were talking censorship, and wow, have we come a long way from then. It's just crazy. But anyway, I know you guys don't want to hear me talk about politics, even though I could probably talk about politics I could probably talk about politics the same length and time as I could ancient history. So hey, let's talk about ancient history. News. Here's some crazy news. There's been a lot more excavating done at Göbekli Tepe, and if you haven't yet, go look at Ancient Architects, one of his like recent video series on Göbekli Tepe and the findings that they've done. Before Klaus Schmidt thought that it was like a temple that like they would come to, and there was like nobody lived there per se, but like it was a sacred place that they would come to. Well, come to find out through more digging around the site, there were actually houses and like living spaces and like water holes and areas around the Göbekli Tepe stone circles. And that's quite interesting. That's quite interesting, isn't it? So it basically, what it does is that it kind of gets rid of the idea that these people surrounding Göbekli Tepe were hunter-gatherers. Sure, they were probably doing some hunting and gathering, but it was far closer to a settlement, a permanent settlement, than it was just a place that they would come to every year following the herds, So, I don't have any sources off the top of my head right now other than Ancient Architects, so highly recommend looking into that. And so what does that mean? What, like, so what? Well, prior to the discovery of Göbekli Tepe at all, and you guys are likely familiar with this, it was just assumed that human beings weren't really doing much when it came to like construction or like anything agriculture really. And if they were, it was like very, very basic like types of things. But Göbekli Tepe has basically completely blown the lid off of that entire ideology, showing that no, in fact, actually the people around 11,000, 12,000 years ago were way more sophisticated than we previously thought. And who would have thought? Who would have thought that humans were way more sophisticated than we previously thought? It drives me crazy, this whole idea that, oh, ancient man was too stupid and didn't have enough information to make these miraculous things. And that's why you get like this stupid alien idea. Because like, oh, human man can't do it. Like ancient humans can't do it because they're too dumb. Okay. Right. So every time we assume that we're smarter and that they're stupider, we make some kind of archaeological discovery that makes us go, oh, look at that. We were wrong again. Who would have thought? Who'd have thought we could be wrong so many freaking times? So many freaking times. But hey, you listen to them experts. Now, granted, listen to what they have to say, but you don't have to listen to them. Because they don't know. They don't know. I don't know. You don't know. We can only put as much of the puzzle together that we can to construct the reality that exists. I hope that made sense. We'll see. Alright, I think I am finally done sanding this freaking leg. Nope, I'm not. Dang it. See, it's this kind of crap. Like way up here, in like the corners up in here. It drives me nuts. I'll come back down here. See what y'all are saying. Get my beard off the leg, I'll get dirty. I get dirty every time I come to work now. There's no getting around it. I've kind of just accepted it. Is he holding a square piano leg? No, this is a super fancy piano leg. Like all curvy. Like imagine like Beauty and the Beast. That's what this piano reminds me of when it's all put together. It looks like something out of Beauty and the Beast. But hey. Been seeing UFOs every big. I've been seeing UFOs every, I'm going to say, I think you said day at the new house. Look at the brighter looking stars. Instead, I'm just going to watch something about UFOs. I mean, that'd be super dope for them to finally show up. I mean, and like officially show up, like come out and like chill. Aliens don't exist. If anything, they are older humanoid inhabitants of our planet. Super terrestrials. I've had that thought. What if aliens are just ancient human beings from a previous lost civilization? I've had that thought before. I don't know. It's hard to say. But I definitely think aliens exist. I mean, the chances of us here on Earth being the only things to be conscious and aware within the universe, I think to be very ignorant. And call it whatever you want. I mean, even if you believe in a God or like in a creator, if you're a theist, you believe in an alien because God is an alien. He doesn't come from Earth, so therefore God's an alien. An alien that just created everything. With the size of the universe, what are the odds of another being would be built on our scale? Like, what if they were huge? That's a good thought. Like, you know, aliens showing up. I mean, what's our scale, though? I mean, like human scale? Our size? Or tiny? Dude, who's to say how big a freaking alien is? I have no idea. Alright. That leg, I think, is done. Moving on to the last leg. Oh, fun. I'm gonna wash my hands real quick. See, look at the dirt. It's everywhere. Give me a second. Hold on. Here we go again. Last leg though, okay? I'm super excited about this. This is the last leg I have to sand, And hopefully I won't have to do any more sanding on these legs. We'll see. It is totally a square piano leg. What do you mean square? Like square? What do you mean by square? This is the piano leg. Young's vlog. Explain yourself. This is not square. And that piano is not square. It's shaped like a piano. I could be missing something. This could be my ignorance right now. I'm sorry. I have no idea. Aliens are human size. At least the ones we hear about. Serbian pyramids? I might have read Ranger Edwards. I'd have to look into it again, but I can't do that right now. Dry them thoroughly or you'll raise the grain on the wet spots. Oh yeah, no, you don't gotta worry about that. 1870s square piano. Oh, that must be the brand. Okay. My bad. I have no idea. I've already got the inside of it all taped off, so I can't read any labels on it right now. So it'll be a mystery for now. But, see, this is what I'm saying. Look at this. Hold on, let me turn this around to show you. This is what drives me crazy. No matter how many times I go through and clean this thing, it always gets all this gunk built up back in here. Like the corners. So that's what I'm trying to sand and make clean again. You can see deep down in there, just looks all gross. Gotta make it look like that. Gotta make it look all purty. And it's just taking a while. This is my current job. Woohoo. Hey, can't complain though, could be way worse. I could be like a cashier somewhere, like I used to be. Ugh, talk about brutal. I'm so glad I don't have to do that anymore. I have gained enough talents for myself that I am able to kind of go into something like a trade and be pretty good at it on day one. Thank goodness. I couldn't imagine working for a corporation. Oh. What if all of a sudden they came out and told me that I had to go take some stupid course that has nothing to do with my job? Ugh. Or they tell me when I get to take my break? Huh. Nope. No, I'm done doing that garbage. If that means I'm going to be here sanding pianos for the rest of my life, which I don't think I will be, but hey, I'm not going to complain. The key is to get all of this crap off, because the second you go to put any kind of stain or finish on there, the stripper, what it is, it's old stripper stuff, and it'll just really screw up everything if you don't get it all off there. I have a heat gun. I don't think you would want to use a heat gun on this stuff though. Everything I've been reading is you're supposed to use a chemical stripper, so we shall see. Thank you, Young Vlog. Oh, by the way, do you follow Johanna James' channel, Ye Old World? She has been on Graham Hancock's channel. I do follow her. I think she's got a great personality, and she is also very cute. Dude, what did we catch you on Omegle doing? Oh my god, here we go. I'm going to explain this again. Okay, so that was an accident. I did not mean to go live. I don't know how it happened. I must have accidentally clicked go, start streaming. And I was flipping through Omegle trying to, find people to have a conversation with about the stuff I talk about for content for you guys, and somehow, I don't know how, I was not trying to stream, I somehow clicked start streaming, and you guys got what was it, 16 seconds of just stupid, and I'm sorry, did not mean to do that to you guys, not intentional. After I was getting ready for work, after being on there, and my buddy Ricky calls me up and he's like, bro, you just uploaded some crazy, stupid stuff on your YouTube channel, and you gotta go get rid of it right now. And I was like, what? I get on there, and sure enough, there it was. And I was like, wow, that could have been real bad. But yeah, that was an accident. I'm sorry. So, and I know a whole bunch of people like were super upset and like, oh, I thought he was uploading a new video, and I wasn't. And so that's why I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna be sitting here sanding these piano legs. Might as well just go live and just chill with you guys for a bit. So that's what I decided to do, and that's what we're doing right now. But yep, random Omegle moment. Could have been way worse. Thankfully, it was just some scantily dressed individual and not something else, because that would have blown. Would have blown real bad. Come back in here. Hannah James has similar thoughts. I think she does. One of the things that I'm concerned that a lot of people are focusing too hard on is the idea of the previous world before the Younger Dryas being some kind of super technologically advanced civilization. Yes, I used to hold those views myself, okay? Because I didn't know any better. But after doing a little bit more research into like primitive techniques and like when it comes to like building with stone and carving stone and like the symbolism involved, I think it might be going in the wrong direction is to assume that like, oh, like it's not possible to cut this stone with primitive technology, when actually, in fact, it is, and I believe it is now, because I've been shown it, and I've also physically done it myself. I've been actually using a primitive copper drill, like a flywheel, to cut through a piece of black granite using sand and water, and it's working. Now, granted, it does take a long time, but if I had corundum, which is a much more abrasive, like harder type of sand, it would actually be going by much quicker. But I'm literally just using like sand out of like a sandbox, like play sandbox, and I've already gotten more than an inch through this piece of 2-inch black granite. And I definitely need to make a video on that completely and show you guys more of that. And I need to get to it, but that takes a lot of freaking time, and that's some time that I oftentimes don't have to spend. So it's just taking a while. But it definitely proved proof of concept to me that it is absolutely possible to cut through granite just with that experiment alone with primitive technologies. Now I say, like, I wouldn't say that they were like technologically advanced, but that doesn't mean they weren't advanced. This is my big thing that I would prefer people to start actually focusing on. We're not talking a super advanced civilization with laser beams and cutting technology that is far superior than ours. No. Human beings during the Pleistocene had early civilization. Whatever that was. Imagine a maritime, seafaring civilization where most of their boats are probably made out of wood. Most of their buildings are probably made out of wood. Their docks are made out of wood. There's probably some metals here and there. A lot of it's probably also made out of stone. Imagine that kind of civilization existing at some point during the Ice Age, going through the Younger Dryas, 10,000 years up until today. How much of that civilization would survive to be recognizable as anything significant to us today at all? Like, if you imagine like a Greco-Roman style civilization existing 20,000 years ago, if they had boats and like harbors and docks, well, all that would be underwater now, because ocean levels globally rose by 400 feet. If it was a technologically like advanced civilization, like a lot of people claim, like for example Uncharted X, He has the idea of like a high advanced technology, and I don't think I can. I don't support that anymore. I can't say I do. I believe that if they were that technologically advanced, like Uncharted X is claiming, we would absolutely find way more evidence that they existed. But right now, just pointing at like cut stone, claiming that primitive technology couldn't have done it, I don't think is the way to prove that super advanced civilizations existed. I hope that makes sense. Let's go check on Ellie. Let's go check on Ellie, girl. Turn this around. Just got to look out front. She's laying over there. Hold on. Got her on the rope. There she is. Hey, you. Hey, you. You want to go inside? It can get hot out here. Stop it. Trying to do this with one hand. There we go. Go lay down, you. Good girl. All right, let's go back in here. This is currently the state of the piano itself. I've been stripping it, and I gotta go through and clean up all of that garbage. You see all that nastiness all over it. Oh, this is so time-consuming, but it's a beautiful piano. I've got to recreate the end of that guy. See how that one looks like that right there? I got to fix that guy also right here. That dude broke off. That and this dude is barely hanging on. So, yeah, yuck. That's the goo of death. You don't want to get the goo of death on you guys. It's rough. So, come back over here. Cashier job in a place like Walmart will probably turn you into breast or sociopathic at some point. Yeah, I can totally see that happening. You're just a sack of meat. You don't mean anything. You're useless. And all you're good for is to push a button. Yeah, it sounds pretty horrible. Cyclonic Rick. I think everyone should have to work in retail and food service for a little bit so they can understand how to be a better customer. I do agree with that, Cyclonic Rift. Just watched a video on a guy melting a rock with a Fresnel, I think it's how you pronounce that, lens, and thought about that one Egypt stone with a 3-foot drifting cut that could drift because sun. I'm talking about like the box in the Cairo Museum that Jimmy with Bright Insight keeps pointing at, where it's like the cut like veers off to the side. I don't know. I'm not too sure about that. The old world was built with time, intelligence, and sweat. Yep. New parts make a farce out of academic timescales. Such line: oldest known living organism, cone pine tree in California, for the smack in the middle of the flood event. General Leia, which flooding event are you talking about 5,000 years ago? Hold on, let me read this again. "4,500 years ago in the middle of the flooding event." I'm not too familiar with a giant flooding event happening 4,500 years ago. Ben Slade, do you ever use a cabinet scraper? AKA a 3x6 piece of spring steel with a sharp 90-degree edge. That sounds like a great idea. I was actually looking up a bunch of tools to get this done the other day, because we usually don't have stuff that's this ornate come in, at least as long as I've been here, and I haven't been here that long yet. But that would definitely be helpful. Perhaps it was some sort of diamond blade used with a gear system. Um, I'm I don't know about that. I don't know. Because the amount of technology you would need to come up with that alone, like to be able to mine the diamonds, to shape it to what you need, to fit it on the end of a saw, to rotate that saw to cut stone. I'm not saying it didn't exist, but I don't think it's likely. What's more likely, in my book, uh, is that if you had like a pendulum saw with like a blade on it, that was like a pendulum that swung back and forth like this. You'd have guys on either end with ropes. This guy will pull it that way. Once it's full that way, these guys would pull it this way. With abrasive sand and water and lubricant and even oil, maybe, you can cut through a piece of granite, and the mark left behind will actually be curved. It'll be circular because of the swing of the pendulum, which would give you the circular saw curve that Uncharted X talks about a lot in his channel and stuff like that. Noah's flood. I would disagree with you on when Noah's flood happened then, because scientifically we can show that it is far more likely in my book that the Noah's Ark story adopted the Epic of Gilgamesh, which is several thousand years older than when the Noah's Ark story supposedly began. And that flood is very likely pushed back to the Younger Dryas, at the end of the Younger Dryas, when all the glaciers melted. I think that is far more compelling and believable, because 4,500 years ago, I mean, we know what was happening during the planet. And if there was a massive world-destroying flood only 4,500 years ago, there should be more of a geological record of that, and I just don't think we see that. Randall Carlson doesn't think we see that. Randall Carlson pushes back the Noah's Ark flooding event to the termination of the Younger Dryas as well. So I don't know. That's just my opinion. That's what I believe. It makes way more sense. It explains where all the water came from. It explains where all the water went. It explains how the stories get warped by time and turned into this crazy, exaggerated tale of the whole entire planet going underwater, when in fact it was just from the perspective of the people who ended up surviving it. I don't know. Let me get some sanding done real quick. See, the first piano I ever did here was a black piano, and let me tell you, black pianos are a pain in the butt. Because like if it just anything wrong shows up really, really well once you get it all black. So that was super hard. And then I get this awesome piano piece. I'm gonna have to go back to the stripper table with this piece because I didn't get enough of this stuff off of here. Wrap. Oh well. Oh well. I'm gonna put this over here. Let's see if I can sand the music rack. This is another piece that's got some heavy damage on it. This piano has been beat to crap. It was sitting in a shed for years, apparently, collecting a whole bunch of mold and all that. This nastiness. Bad. Okay. General Leia. Yeah. go? Where's your desk mask, mister? It's over there. He has a beard. Yeah, that's my dust protection. No, I do wear a mask often in here. Yeah. Why is there still dinosaur with soft tissue? That's a good question. What's in my sandwich? I just had it. In these pieces, was it? I don't think I am qualified to answer how that would be possible, but I mean, given the situation as to how it was preserved, if there was no oxygen at all, and if it was completely like airtight, locked away in a consistent climate without any type of like anything that can break down the skin, I'm not going to say it's out of the realm of possibility that, you know, flesh could survive for a few 100,000, maybe even a million years. I don't know. I mean, look at mummies from Egypt. You know, they look, some of them are like really well preserved. Now, granted, that's not like a million years old. But I mean, I don't think it's out of the realm of impossibility that that kind of thing wouldn't happen. And these things are the worst. Just turns into chalk. That is old as crap. Dang it, just broke the end of my knife off. Good thing I have another side. Hold on. This is some stupid nonsense right here. Man, how am I gonna get this out of here? There it comes. Oh, come on. Yes. These stupid things, man. Try and get those out of these little tiny holes is annoying. You're also trying not to damage any of the wood too, and it's just. All right. Oh, dusty. Dan Fields. We've been over a lot of stuff. Talking about some floods. I was talking about, well, General Leia here was talking about how the flood, Noah's flood only happened like 4,000 years ago, according to the Bible. At least I'm pretty sure that's what they were arguing, and how I was disagreeing on that timeline. Earth is measurably flat. Okay. because take away the method of cutting, but your video on the placement of stone over shows technology we don't know about. Okay, if you're talking about the line, placement of stones over time, show technology, and we don't know about. I wouldn't say that it shows technology that they had that we didn't know about. I would say that it shows the building on top of a previous culture. They don't have to be technologically advanced for that to happen. I liked this guy till I caught him janking off. Okay. I'm not denying the flood account. I'm just disagreeing when you say the timeline is. Thank you, GS. We've been going for an hour and 6 minutes now. What time is it? 7:02. Let's see. All right. And you didn't catch me on Omegle janking off. I accidentally uploaded me just standing there staring at a computer screen waiting for the next conversation to show up so I could talk with somebody about the Younger Dryas. And your assumption that that's what I was doing, I don't know what to tell you. Because I don't understand that mentality at all. People getting on there just to do that stupid, useless, perverted thing. Pretty stupid. No, I actually had a really good conversation with somebody on Omegle. I think it was like right before that video accidentally got uploaded, where this kid, it was probably younger kid, probably like maybe 15, 16 or so, that it really clicked with him. My whole argument on the Younger Dryas being connected with the flooding event and the Noah's Ark story. But what are you gonna do? If you don't agree with somebody's opinions 100%, they'll just write you off. Okay, nothing I can do about that. Have fun. Because I love sharing this information, because I love it when I love it like with that person, like you can see like that click in their brain and like all of a sudden it makes sense to them. It's super fun and I love doing it. But I'm probably gonna end the stream here soon and go get some lunch, or I guess you could say dinner, because it's 6. I got to work pretty late today, so I gotta get a lot of sanding here done. But my phone is also about to die. So I appreciate you guys sticking around, and I will get a new video uploaded here soon. But let me look at your comments one more time. The flood mounts are victims of the telephone game. The details change, but the general body is plain to see. A flood, a boat, God's anger, and salvation. I agree with you. That's a very common narrative throughout many cultures all across the planet. That doesn't mean it happened 4,000 years ago. As you just explained, the story gets warped over time. It's my opinion that flood myth is probably around 2 or 12,000 years old and was passed down for several thousands of years, likely by word of mouth, until it was finally written down in ancient Sumeria, that was then eventually found its way into the Middle East, where it was eventually turned into the Noah's Ark story. You and Ben Stewart are on the same level. Ben Stewart. I want to say yes, Matthew Miller. I'm familiar with that, but I'd have to look into it again. But we shall see. I can see some coastal mountains at 150 miles out with over 600. Oh, come on, dude. I don't believe that you understand. anything that you just said. You did a video about how they would have to lay a stone piece perfectly within a ridiculous short amount of time. Right. Talking about the pyramid. The stat that I was repeating unfortunately, was that in order to construct the Great Pyramid in 20 years, you would have to place a stone every 2 minutes, 24 hours a day, nonstop for 20 years. I'm pretty sure that was the stat I gave. And that is true if you were only placing one stone at a time, literally. Just one stone at a time, going down, click, click, click. That's how you would get that done. Even if you just had a group of 10, like a team of 10 people each, like teams of 10 with however many people each, you would already increase your production by 10. But also, once you've already constructed a little bit less than half of the height of the Great Pyramid, like you're building the big base, once you've constructed just less than half, you've already completed half of the work. Because the Great Pyramid, the more you go up, the less stones you have to place down, right? So it's daunting and really big at the very beginning. But once you get towards the top, it's not as many as you would expect. But I still don't believe that we have a full understanding as to exactly how they did it, though. And I'm not saying that the Egyptians did it either, because I don't know. It's possible. I suppose it's in the realm of possibility that they did, but in my book, it's also possible that they didn't, and they just inherited it by another more further along civilization that probably had a much better understanding of physics and all that kind of stuff. Love your channel, man. Keep dropping knowledge. Thank you, Dan Fielding. Have a good night, everybody. All right. I'm out of here, guys. Take care.